Hey, okay. So you should definitely start saying no. And I agree with this term because for one, you definitely do not want to be in a default area that is going to hinder you from going to your next level. Whatever the situation is, you definitely have to start saying no, whether it's a loved one, a friend, someone you just met, whoever. You do encounter people that may not understand or may not want to hear you say no, but if you really, 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 truly think about this, you're going to thank yourself for saying no at that very moment because that was going to be your escape for you to continue to get to where you need to go. Because most people blockages, blockages, most people blockages happen when they are least expected. And if you had, let's say for instance, $70 in your pocket and you have about, let me go lower than that. Let's say you have about $20 in your pocket. You have $20 in your pocket and you decide to go to the store, but on your way to the store, you run into someone who you really dealt with on a period basis, but you really knew them person. You really knew that person. Let's say that person asked you for for help, for you to stop and talk with them for a little while, and you know you had somewhere to be. If you decide to stay with that person and continue to talk, then wherever you need to be, you may not get there in time. You see, you may not make it at all. You may make it, but you may not have the same vision that you had in your mind before you got there, before you got distracted by whoever approached you. So it's really, really important to stay inconsistent with what you are doing because who else is going to be there whenever you need it? You may not get that person that's going to help you the next time like you would actually help someone. It might come out of the middle of nowhere. Who knows? I would definitely consider getting yourself a plan to say no because no is going to be your best friend. It can be your best friend. It can. I highly recommend saying no when people are the yes saying people. My brother is a yes man. He used to be a yes man. Now he kind of like got away from the yes man part. I used to always ask him, or my mother used to always ask him, or people in the family, hey Charles, do you mind giving me $5? You might give me $10, $20, $50 so I can do this. Say, Charles, can you give me a ride? He just say, yeah, okay, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it, sure. He go right on to it like a macho man. And then it's like, as he got older, he started to realize that he has a job. He has things he has to do. He wants his freedom. He wants his privacy. Then he started to realize that if he just says no, it can only make one thing happen. That person's going to get what they want, or if they don't, they're going to be upset. But either way, I'm going to keep whatever I need because I need to have what I have. I need to keep it. So, and this is my oldest brother. He's a year apart. We're not that far belong. We're not that far along, but I got to get my speech right. But anyways, that is serious. I used to struggle with that a lot, and I definitely don't want any of you to struggle with that. If you say no to certain things that is in an emergency reason, wouldn't you say no to something that's a minor because you never know if that minor thing can cause it to be big? You know what I'm saying? You walking down the street and you have a job interview to go to and someone that you seen approached you but wants to stay and talk but you have to go. That's a minor because you can go past them, but if you're not strong enough, you know what I'm saying? Your whole mindset and what you were thinking about can go totally out the door somewhere, and no one would even have the same. Like it's almost like you wouldn't even be able to pick up where you left off. You know, you can get distracted easily, and I definitely don't want you to be distracted. I can't even count on my fingers how many times I have gotten distracted about something that made me regret and think about maybe I should have taken another direction or something like that. So it's kind of like, yeah, I wouldn't really consider you guys, you know, not talking to anybody. You know, I'm not trying to tell you guys to do that, but literally, if you're trying to be successful and you're trying to get somewhere, you may want to learn how to start saying no, because that is like something that people struggle with the most. And I'm talking about people who are nice and always sweet and kind and don't want anyone to, you know, feel bad about, you know, them being, you know, about them making the type of decisions that they're making. So I kind of understand that. No one wants them to feel, you know, obligated to do anything that they don't want to do, even though it's going to be you at the end of the day that's going to be out of pocket. You see what I'm saying? It's like that. You don't really want to put yourself in that shoe, because you know how hardworking you are. I know how hardworking I am. I'm not really saying that I have a lot of people that I can just go out there and say, hey, can I get this and can I get that? You know, because we're all out there trying to get this and get that. This is a dog eat dog world. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like you need to have your own your own wall, because every now and then someone can put it up there for you and tell you that you, like for instance, someone put a wall up for me and told me they was getting ready to ask me for something, but then they stopped and said, no, I want you to not give your money out to everybody, or don't be spending your time out with everybody because you're trying to get somewhere. See, someone put a wall up for me to help me remember that. As I got older, I had to put the wall up myself, because you may not know if everyone's going to put a wall up there for you to help remember what type of person that you are, in order for you to keep what you have. You know, because some people out there are good, heartwarming people who love you. So if you really consider yourself being in the presence of someone who is needy, and you have a few things that you probably want to consider keeping for yourself so you can get somewhere, I would definitely think about the no method. Start saying no, because that could be your next freaking like biggest blessing that came, because you decided to block out whatever was going to mess up whatever type of prosperous situation that was going to occur. People prosper, so you don't want anything to hinder your prosper, to stop your blessing. It's the same thing. You don't want that. So I highly, highly, highly recommend you guys to say no when it's necessary. I mean, I've had times where I had gone to the shelter and I didn't have anyone to talk to, and I really needed a place to stay at a point in time, and I isolated myself when I first got there because of the different type of, you know, like backgrounds and people coming from different places and always coming in inside in one area. So you kind of like got to have your mind, you know, controlled so you won't go and just be like everybody. You know, it's all those different entities and spirits coming in one place. You got to like, and then it's a shelter. So it's like you're definitely going to have to keep yourself like grounded. Long story short, however, I ended up having some issues by saying no from some people that I had encountered with, I got to know while I was there. Some people you have to watch out for because they are so clever and so good at getting what they want out of someone by having um, excuses that are required to get more attention, or just to look at of a person, or some people know how to manipulate you first to get to your happy side before they make that move in and just try to see what they can get out of you. Either it's to suck out some energy or things like that. But nobody wants to talk about that. I don't. But you guys must know it is definitely smart to say no when it's time to say no. I don't want anybody else to be out here trying to overthink things, because not everybody is going to be that type of person that is hesitant to say no, because some people, they tell you no in a minute. No, I don't have it. I'm sorry. And then some people don't even get approached. Don't you want to be that type of person that no one can even approach you? Haven't you had that type of experience before? Have you seen that happen before, where you're just like everyone else in the room, you're quiet, you're minding your own business, but some reason someone decides to come over and ask you for some money or something? Out of all the people in the room, what made you different from the other person that they didn't question them and ask them, they asked you? Did you appear too open, too friendly, too talkative, you have to look at certain things like that, because some people don't really consider that something that they want to talk about, or people don't want to consider that's a problem. I guess I would put it that way. But that is a problem. You should definitely look into that. I mean, I can't stress it no other way, but tell you guys that is like a need. You have to have a time in your life to where you can just say no to certain people. Because I know while growing up, I was just like my brother. I've always said yes, okay, yeah, okay, I'm going to go do it. Yeah, when you want it, right now, okay. And see, me and my brother, we just the same. He'd go out there and say it, and I'd go out there and say it. I'll say yeah, and yeah, just to get that response. But see, it was almost like a family thing. It was like a family thing. It's like we said it within the family. We didn't use it that much outside, but we did. We said yes to a lot of people. And I'm just glad that I have grown up and got way more responsible, and starting to realize how to manage my thoughts, developing different thinking strategies and plans, and developing towards all sorts and types of solutions that's going to be benefiting me in a great, great positive way, because the old me used to be all over, like, oh my God. Like, I had common sense. It's just that I didn't apply it all the times because I was so used to thinking that, the things that revolved around me was a best friend and hanging out in the streets, and and stuff like that. And it just wasn't not, not that I've been in the streets, but whenever you have friends, you tend to walk to the store or go out, to a grocery store, somewhere, but you end up being outside. That's what I mean by the streets. I don't be in the streets, y'all. I promise I don't be in the streets. Don't tell anybody that I'm in the streets, because I'm not. I will come and hunt you down if you tell them I'm in the streets and I'm not in the streets. I'm just joking. But no, seriously, I'm like dead serious. I can't stress it anymore. I don't know what else to say. That's something that people just don't, want to talk about. I hear that every blue moon, to say no. Don't feel bad to say no. You know, learn how to start saying it. You know, because when I was younger, I'm telling you, when I was younger, I used to just say yes to everything. And some things I did say no to, but I'm saying like some things I couldn't see the game being played, the game coming. Like I can see a game being. I know that it was possible for someone to be playing a game if they're trying to get something from me, and I would be able to pick that vibe up if it was for real or not. But a lot of things my oldest brother could see that I was kind of blinded. A lot of things my parents, my mother. I'm sorry I got cut off. The phone started ringing. I got cut off. But I'm going to end this video and learn how to say no. That's the message. When it's time to say no, say no.